Hello guys. Uh, Now I want to discuss about preamble, and this material source is from the Vision IAS, and full credits to given to the Vision IAS. No matter in this PDF is not related to me. It is completely related to Vision IAS. I am using their PDF. Okay. Uh, Now preamble. What is meaning of preamble? Simply, it is like a index. Like for our every textbooks we have index page. So it is like an index for the Indian constitution. Okay, in the world, America, like USA, constitution is the first constitution to start with the preamble. After that there are many other constitutions which have preamble, but America is the first, and we have taken preamble from the American constitution. Okay, and our constitution preamble, it starts with the, we the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Okay, these are the sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. These all are tells us the nature of nature. It tells about the nature of our constitution or else country, and then we the people. It is talks about the source source of authority. In India, people are the authority, people have the authority. Okay, and remaining terms sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. This tells about the nature of Indian state. Okay, now apart from this nature of state, there are some objectives. Okay, that objectives are justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. So in the exam perspective, especially for the prelims perspective, you need to remember the order of objectives. Okay, what is that order? Justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, JLEF. In some exams they are asked what is the order. Okay, apart from this we need to remember the order also. Here also nature of the state is there, for that we need to remember the order also: sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. Okay, these are the things we need to keep in mind in the exam perspective. Okay, and then in the justice we have social, economic, and political. Three types of justice are there: social, economic, and political. Okay, in this political justice we can get it from the fundamental rights, and then remaining economic and social, it is we can get it from the DPSP. Okay, and then liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship. You need to remember the order also here also. And then equality of status, of opportunity, and to promote among them all. Okay, and then fraternity, assuring the dignity of individual and unity and integrity of the nation. Okay, in the exam perspective you need to remember the order. Here order matters. Okay, and then our constitution assembly, this constitution assembly, our constitution assembly adopted this Indian constitution on 26th November 1949. This is the adoption date, but it came into force on 26th January 1956. Okay, sorry, it is came onto the into force in 1950. So Indian constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. Okay, not 1956. Okay, 1956 is the year of State Reorganization Act. Okay, that is completely different. Our constitution came into force 1950 January 26. So we celebrate it as a Republic Day. Okay, Yeah, now we will dwell into the each and every term now. Okay, simple. First I will summarize this. First we need to we need to see that who is the authority, that is we the people, and then nature of Indian state, that is sovereign, secular, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. Order also matters. And then objectives. Okay, that objectives are justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. Justice, liberty, equality. This order also matters. And in this, we need to remember the internal terms also. Okay, we will discuss each and everything one by one. Now, sovereign. In the nature of state, we will start with the sovereign. What is meant by sovereign? Simply, sovereign means it is a independent state. India is not guided by any other state. India is free to decide its policies, its affairs. Okay, nobody can exert pressure on this. Okay, so that is the independent that talks about the sovereignty, free in internal and external affairs. Okay, so we can get doubt. We are member of UNO. We are implementing the some policies of UNO. Okay, related to human rights. Okay, and many other policies. Even we are implementing some World Bank policies and environmental policies. So though we are implementing them, that doesn't mean that we are compromising in our sovereignty. Okay, and UN Commonwealth membership has no effect on Indian sovereignty. These kind of external policies will not impact anything on Indian sovereignty. Okay, in this point we need to remember one amendment act, that is called 100th Constitutional Amendment Act. What is this means? Under this act, Government of India gave some enclaves to Bangladesh. It means Indian governments gave some of our land to the Bangladesh in for the border settlement. Okay, so that time also we didn't compromise our sovereignty. That we can call it as accommodative sovereignty. Okay, so that is also not compromising in sovereignty. Okay, please keep this article in mind. 100th, sorry, not article, Constitution Amendment Act, 100th Constitution Amendment Act. Okay, and 99th Constitution Amendment Act, NJAC. Okay, and it is struck down by the Supreme Court. And then 101st GST. Okay, after that there are some other amendments, 102, 103, 104, 105 and 106. It is related to women reservation bill. Okay, in the parliament. So please try to see these various amendments. I will make separate video for the amendments all together at one place, but meanwhile you go to Google and then check it, what is the amendment related to 102, 103, 104 and 105, and please say this in the comment section. Okay, and then next word is democratic. So Indian democracy, actually in the world there are two types of democracies. One is direct democracy and another one is indirect democracy. Okay, we will discuss about it in the end, but we will talk about democracy in the context of India. Okay, Indian democracy is indirect democracy. What does it mean? Indirect democracy means people are there, they don't directly involve into the policy making, but people select some representatives like MPs in the parliament. So they will decide what needed for the country, and them we are electing them, people are electing them. That is the indirect democracy. Okay, the members who are representatives of the people, they will decide the policy of action. Okay, and this democratic policy, it like a democracy, it is assured by the universal adult franchise. It means voting right for everyone. Everyone doesn't mean that every person in the India. It means who are the eligible for voting, that is 18 plus age. Okay, and then some periodic elections also conducted, because if you elect any MP, his post is not permanent. He will be in the position of that, that position only the certain point of time, maybe 5 years for the Lok Sabha and 6 years for the Rajya Sabha. Okay, and in India democracy, we can say already we discussed this: political democracy, social and economic. And political democracy can be achieved through fundamental rights and remaining to social and economic from the DPSP. Okay, please keep this point in mind. There are, this question asked in many competitive exams, especially in the prelims point of view. Okay, and then republic. Republic means simply head of the state. Okay, so head of the state, in this there are two categories. One is monarchy, another one is republic. Monarchy means there will be some king or queen, and only our family is eligible to be the head of the state. For example, in case of UK, we all know that Queen Elizabeth, we know that. So only her family can become the head of the state. Okay, but it is not in terms of India. India is a republic state. What does it mean? Okay, republic means head of the state, that is president in India, elected member. The election either directly or indirectly, but in terms of India, it is an indirect election. Directly, people will not elect the president. Okay, people representatives will elect the president. Okay, so this is the Indian Republic. So from this, what we can derive from this, we can say that republic in India is a republic. It means political sovereignty in the people, not in the single individual like king. Okay, and also absence of any privileged class. In UK, in England, only one family can become the head of the state. It means that family is a privileged, but in India there is no such case. Everyone who have eligible to the get the president can become the president. Okay, so there is no privileged class. So presently we have the president, she is from the some tribal related lady. So like that everyone can become. And also in America, when generally we compare republic with America also, in America president can become only two times. Okay, after that he will not eligible to the get the post of president. But in India there is no such provision. One person can become president n number of times. Okay, this is the republic. So till now we didn't discuss about socialist, secular. Why we didn't discuss means initially these two parts are not not there in the Indian Constitution. These are added to Indian Constitution through 42nd Amendment Act. We will discuss it in the further, we will discuss in the few minutes. Okay, so now we will talk about objectives. I said we need to remember the objectives. What is this? Justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, JLEF. We will discuss in the order. Justice, it is taken from the Russian Revolution. Okay, this question also can be asked in the exam. We have borrowed justice from which country? That is Russian Revolution, Russia. That time it is called USSR. Presently it is Russia. Okay, and justice is three types: social, economic, and then political. Okay, social means equal treatment of all citizens without any social distinction like caste, religion. There is no such distinction. Okay, treating everyone is equal. And economic means eliminating inequalities in wealth, income, and property. Wealth, income, and property. Okay, and then political, all citizens have equal political rights. All citizens means every citizen. There is no particular religion, no particular caste have the political rights. It's not like that. Everyone. Okay, and equal access to all political offices and equal voice in the government. If you want to contest the MLA or MP, you can contest if you have the qualifications which are prescribed by the Constitution and Election Commission of India. So there is no bar in that. Okay, so and social and economic justice both together called distributive justice. This also keep in mind. Okay, so next one is liberty. And liberty, equality, and fraternity, and these three are taken from the French Revolution. Okay, so we can call these three as a union of Trinity. It is said by the Ambedkar, one cannot be divorced from any other two. Okay, all three are liberty, equality, fraternity. All three are linked. You can't separate any one. Okay, so liberty. So here we need to focus on it. Liberty, there is two types. One is positive liberty, another one is negative liberty. Okay, in the UPSC exam, civil services exam, they ask this question regarding liberty definition. Okay, so absence of restraints on the activities of individuals, this is called negative liberty. And providing opportunities for the development of individual personalities, this is called positive liberty. See, absence, keep this point, absence is kind of negative word, keep it as a negative liberty. And providing opportunities, we are providing, doing something, it is a positive. Okay, this is the liberty. And liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship, this is mentioned in the preamble. Okay, and this liberty is not absolute but qualified. It means liberty can be uh, suppressed by the government in certain cases. Okay, there are some limitations. Okay, you can't go to the court that your liberty is suppressed. You can't go this because there are some certain limitation that is mentioned in the Indian constitution itself. They are mentioned in the fundamental rights. Okay, some provisions are mentioned in the fundamental rights. For example, when it comes to the religion, their health is one of the limitation term. Okay, we will discuss when we go for the fundamental rights, but keep this point as of now in mind that liberty is not absolute but it is qualified. Okay, qualified in the sense it has some limitations, we have to follow that limitations. Okay, and equality. Equality also, there are two dimensions. One is absence of special privileges to any section. Here absence of restraints on activities of individual but special privileges to any section, it is a negative thing. And then provision of adequate opportunities for all individual without any discrimination. For example, take the competitive exams. So we there is no for example, any exam, for example UPSC exam is there, there may be reservation, that doesn't mean that there is no equality, because the person who is eligible to write exam 21 years, every caste, every religion can write the exam. Okay, so it is a providing adequate opportunities for individual without any discrimination. Okay, and equality of status and opportunity. So it is also equality, also not absolute but qualified. Okay, liberty with limitation mentioned in the constitution, same like this, like how liberty, there are limitations are mentioned in the constitution, like liberty also, equality also, there are some certain restrictions, that restrictions are mentioned in the constitution itself. If any question comes like equality has some certain limitation that is not mentioned in the constitution, that is a false, it is mentioned in the constitution. And yeah, in the equality there are three dimensions. One is civic, political and economic. Okay, civic one is we can get it through article 14, right to equality, and article 18, and then fundamental rights of fundamental rights. Okay, article 14 to all right to equality, 14 to 18 of 14 to 18 articles are the civic one. Political, article 325 and 326, it's talking about universal adult suffrage. Okay, it is talking about voting rights one. And then economic, article 39 of DPSP. Okay, we will see what is article 325. No person is to be declared ineligible for inclusion in electoral rolls on the ground of religion, race, caste, sex. Okay, electoral rolls means while elections people are elected, people are get for the voting right, we cannot ineligible them based on the religion, race, caste, sex. Okay, 326, Lok Sabha, elections to Lok Sabha and state assemblies to be on the basis of adult suffrage. It means 18 plus age who are registered voters can be voted in this. Okay, and fraternity, it is simply like a brotherhood. And it, So this point is important, it is asked in many exams. It manifests single citizenship of India, fundamental duty to promote harmony and brotherhood. Okay, single citizenship, fundamental duties that in that to promote harmony and brotherhood. And fraternity ensures two things: one is dignity of individual and unity and integrity of nation. This is also very important point, also asked in the exam. Okay, it is ensures dignity of individual, unity and integrity of nation. Okay, so after this, when the India got independence after the over the years, there is one controversy. Some people are said preamble is not part of the constitution, so we cannot amend it. But some people said that it is the part of constitution, we cannot amend it. But after the over the judgments, so present stand of preamble is it is the part of constitution, but we should remember this point: it is not a source to legislature or limitation of power to legislature. Okay, preamble will not give any source of power to legislature, and it will not put any limitation of power to legislature. Okay, it is non-justiciable. It means if anything of your preamble is violated, you cannot go to the court for violation of it. Okay, that is called non-justiciable. But if something happens to your fundamental right, you can directly go to the high court or supreme court. It will give the assurance to you, it is enforceable, it is justiciable. But preamble is not like that, it is a non-justiciable part. Okay, and we will see this. We said preamble is part of Indian constitution. How we can say that? Based on the some supreme court judgments, we can say that preamble is part of constitution or not. Initially there was a case of Beribori union case, it is in the 1960. In that case, supreme court mentioned that it is not part of the constitution. But later on, in the Keshav on the Bharati case in the year of 1973, it said it is a part of the constitution. And next, LIC of India case of 1995, it is all again reiterated the what is it mentioned in the Keshav on the Bharati case. Here also it mentioned that it is a part of the constitution. And here what we need to remember, we need to remember the order of the cases: Berubari Union case, Keshavananda Bharati, and then LIC of India case. In these three cases, in the initial case, Supreme Court mentioned that it is not part of the constitution, but remaining two cases, it is mentioned that it is a part of the Indian constitution. Okay. And next question is preamble amendable or not? We can make any changes or not? But we can now say that we can make changes, because we already discussed 42nd Amendment Act added socialist and secular and integrity. These three are added. We will discuss this. These three are added to the Indian Constitution. It means it can be amendable. Okay. In the Keshav on the Bharati case, again Supreme Court said preamble can be amended under Article 368. What is Article 368? It mentions about how the Indian Constitution can be amended. Okay. It will say give the procedure how to amend the Indian Constitution. Okay, subject to condition that no amendment is done to the basic features. So in the Keshav on the Bharati case, Supreme Court brought the concept of basic features. Okay, this is also called basic structure. So you can make any changes to Indian Constitution, but you cannot change the basic structure of the Indian Constitution. You cannot change. Okay, until now preamble is amended only once, only one time, that too in the 42nd Amendment in the year of 1976. In this amendment, socialist word added, and then secular added, and then integrity is added. Okay, in the socialist, simple, we know what is socialism is. Socialism means everything is governed by and look after by the government itself. So Indian socialism is a democratic socialism. It means actually when we see the world countries like Russia, like that is a pure socialism. It is everything is governed by the public itself. But USA, if you see that, we can say it is a capitalistic country. Mostly everything is done by the private sector. But Indian socialism is a democratic socialism. In this, public and private both are coexist. We can call it as a mixed economy. In the capitalist economy, majorly private sector is there. In the socialist economy, majorly public sector is there. But Indian socialism, it means democratic socialism. It has public existence and private existence. Both can be work hand in hand. So we can call it as a mixed economy. Okay. So here DPSP, it talks about the socialism principles. Okay. And Indian socialism is a blend of Marxism and Gandhianism with heavy tilt towards the Gandhian socialism. So Indian socialism is based on the Marxism and then Gandhianism, but more features of Gandhianism. Okay. And then secularism. Initially, secularism is not mentioned in the preamble. That doesn't mean that Indian constitution is not secular, because there are some provisions in the fundamental rights like Article 25. It talks about the freedom of religion. Okay, though it is not mentioned in the preamble, but it is mentioned inside the constitution. Okay, so that in the 1976, in the form of 42nd Constitution Amendment Act, what is there inside in the constitution that are brought to the preamble and then they mentioned there, that is secularism. So in the secularism also there are two types, one is positive and then negative. Some people call it as a western secularism and then Indian type of secularism. Okay, so Indian is a positive concept of secularism. In this, all religions have same status, support from the state. Okay, in the western kind of secularism, there is no relation to religion and then state. Here in India, government can make laws related to some religions. Okay, but in case of some western kind of secularism, there is complete dissociation from, there is no relation to the country, state and then religion. But in India it is not like that. Positive secularism, India encourages all the religions. Okay, it is mentioned in the Article 25, 28 under the fundamental rights of freedom of religion. Okay, and then one more word which is added to Indian constitution under the 42nd Amendment Act is integrity. Integrity added to reflect broader interpretation of fraternity, which promotes spirit integral structure of nation which consists of diverse caste, class, religion, region, language, sex, ideologies. Though we have these many diversions, okay, but we are integrated. That is mentioned in the integrity of preamble. Okay, and then significance of preamble. In the prelims perspective, it may not ask, but in the mains perspective, you need to write. Okay, it is a preface, essence, or soul of the constitution. It embodies the basic philosophy and fundamental values. It means whatever is there whole throughout the constitution that is mentioned in the preamble. Okay, it is like a summary. Okay, and then it contains grand and noble vision of constituent assembly. So what constituent assembly made the constitution, now all the provisions are put in the preamble. And it resembles the declaration of United States of America independence. In the initially very starting of the class, I mentioned that preamble, the concept of it we are taken from the American constitution. Okay, and this preamble is based on the objective resolution drafted and moved by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in December 1946 and adopted by the Constituent Assembly in January 1947. So we have one more important point. We made the constitution first and after that we made the preamble. Okay, this also can be asked in the exam. We can say that preamble was the first drafted, then the Indian constitution is drafted. If that statement, if you see that, it is wrong. But initially constitution is made it, after that we made the preamble. Okay, okay, and some other related facts are there here. Just read once, just glance it. It is not so important, I feel. If you want, you can read that. Okay, this is the end of the class and thank you.